Here's the crazy story of how Charlie Cox got cast as Daredevil in the MCU. It was in the late 2000s, Charlie Cox was currently out of work and struggling to find a new role, unlike his roommates Andrew Garfield and Robert Pattinson, who were making a name for themselves in the Hollywood business. And to make matters worse, Charlie's visa was preventing him from getting any sort of part-time job in Los Angeles that does not involve acting in any way. So a few months later, Charlie made the tough call and said goodbye to his roommates and moved back to London. However, back in London, Charlie was able to audition for Netflix's adaptation of Daredevil. But the funny thing is, Marvel was interested in Charlie Cox, but not for Matt Murdock. Marvel actually wanted Charlie to play Foggy. Coincidentally, Charlie was at a weekend retreat where they get people back to their roots and focus on what's really important, and he was gifted a book about self-worth. So when Marvel offered the role of Foggy Nelson to Charlie Cox, he stood his ground and said no, and said he wanted to play Matt Murdock. Thankfully, Marvel caved in and gave Charlie the job because he's doing a damn good job as Daredevil. Ever since that day, Charlie learned martial arts and he worked with a blind consultant so he can act blind willingly. He also read a lot of the Daredevil comics to the point where he's an avid reader, and now he wants to play the character till he's 90. What's crazy is Charlie almost lost the role of Daredevil because he worked out too much, to the point where he was so shredded, he couldn't even fit in the lawyer suits Marvel designed for him. So that's when Marvel told him to tone it down because he's supposed to play a blind lawyer, not a bodybuilder. Charlie Cox really went through a self-discovery where he was struggling to find work, and he's now leading one of the greatest shows of all time, and that same show is getting continued. Charlie Cox as Daredevil is easily one of the best Marvel castings of all time. I'm so happy we're gonna see more of him now.